Every day, more than 17 veterans take their own lives. By building a gaming community that offers peer-to-peer counseling, GameCore is aiming for 0. Research shows that playing video games together offers social connection, stress relief, cognitive enhancement, and community building. On our Discord server, veterans, active duty service members, and supporters chat and game together. Some casual gaming sessions might only involve 2 or 3 people, while other events might include larger groups and be streamed on the GameCore Twitch channel. Most of the time, there is a GameCore member available to lend an ear to anyone who needs it. Join the Discord server. It's free. We are an inclusive community and we don't require anything of our members. If you want to be more involved, there are always opportunities to volunteer.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here on Wednesday nights. Tonight we are at the Cookout 200 being run tonight at Auto Club. So I'm Rick Souza here in the booth with Noah Evans. And Noah, we're at a track it doesn't exist anymore, but it lives on in the world of iRacing.
Yeah, and this is one of those tracks that drivers love to hate. I mean, this track is just so rough on you. You got almost 5 different lanes that you can run at a track like this, and with the concrete, your tires are going to get eaten up pretty quickly. This tire wear here is comparable to tracks like Darlington or Rockingham. So really, you've got to be on your toes at all times when you're running a track like this. It's not smooth at all. I mean, this is a very rough around the edges track. We can see it, just by the seams. So these guys are really going to have to be on their toes all day. We're going to see guys run middle, top, low, all over this racetrack.
Yeah, we expect to see these guys trying to find their way around this track. Now, we're just 2 races away, tonight and next week, before we wrap up the regular season and move on to the playoffs. Let's talk about the current standings right now with these drivers.
And we can take a look here. The really tight playoff battle that we're seeing right now is about from 16th on down to 18th. You can see there, Corinne just 4 points back from Jared Wishon. He has 412 points. Really just lurking back there, waiting for these 2 guys to make a mistake, to mess up, and hopefully end their playoff runs. But William Corinne, he's not too slow on the board. He's been up there most of the night. This could possibly be Corinne's night if Wishon doesn't have a good one. This could be Corinne's night to hopefully punch his way into the playoffs. Yeah,
Wishon's been running somewhere in the lower mid group tonight. And first, we've got 38 drivers in tonight's event. Everyone's turning out for Auto Club. It's one of those mid tracks. It's bigger than a mile and a half, but not quite a super speedway 2.5 mile track. So it's really I think it's an opportunity for these drivers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, California, back in the 1840s, it was called the land of opportunity, and that's exactly what it's going to be tonight. This is really anyone's racetrack. There's not a track like this on the schedule. Some could say Michigan or Nashville Super Speedway, but there really isn't a track or wasn't a track like Auto Club Speedway. High banks, rough straightaways, all concrete, multiple lanes you can drive. There really was nothing like this racetrack, and these guys are really going to have to tackle it tonight.
We'll get some in-car cameras so you can see exactly what these drivers are facing. They are, as Noah indicated, it's a rough track. There's lots of bounces. They've got to be careful coming out of pit road. There's lots of age to this surface, and it shows up as these drivers make their way around this track.
Yeah, and we really see its age start showing when we see these. I mean, you can see there guys already struggling with the exits of these corners here. You really just got to put your foot down and just kind of pin this car up against that outside wall if you want a good line. We're going to see a lot of different lines run here tonight, and I've already stated that, but we really have got to talk about that because this is one of the very few tracks where there isn't really a fast lane. I mean, you can build rubber in one, but there really isn't a particular fast lane. You can see here how hot this track is going to be. 126 degrees, and if the track isn't eating your tires, that heat's going to make it a lot worse.
Yeah, here we are at Auto Club. 88 degrees ambient air, 18% humidity, partly cloudy, 9 miles an hour. Pretty comfortable there, but as Noah stated, once these drivers are on the track, that track temperature 126 degrees Fahrenheit. These drivers have a 2-mile track to work on tonight. It is 100 laps here at Auto Club. Pit road speed 55. As always with this league, there are no quick repairs, so if you break it, you own it. 4 sets of tires, 1 on the car, 3 in the pits, 75% fuel. We'll do some mileage calculations to give you an idea of what that's going to look at. We do have 3 green, white checker restarts if we need them, and that's the tail of the tape here at Auto Club.
Yeah, and I like how you say if. We're hopeful tonight that we can get a pretty calm race here, and Auto Club always produces good racing. So really excited to be here tonight and getting ready to see a really fun race here.
All right, so qualifying is underway as always. If you're unfamiliar with how iRacing does this, it's basically all the drivers are qualifying at the same time. So they've got about a 5-minute of qualifying time. They've got 1 partial lap to get out there to get up to speed, and then they've got 2 laps to turn their best time. Any contact with the wall, off-track event will negate that lap, and they'll have to live with whatever they've got. Some drivers may choose not to qualify. I'm not sure why, but that does happen, so we'll see just what happens at that point.
Yeah, and precision is definitely awarded at a place like this, and you really have just got to be careful not to touch this wall here. I mean, it's tempting to run up against the wall for sure. This is one of those tracks where it's very, very easy to put yourself into the wall if you're not careful. So keep an eye out on these guys running up high tonight. This is really going to be a fun race for sure.
A few keys for tonight's event that we've kind of figured out. One is, as you would expect, Noah, you said it earlier, it's tire wear.
Yeah, tire wear is definitely going to be one of them. Pit strategy. I expect to see a lot of broken strategies tonight. With either cautions or teams pitting. That's what we've seen a lot is teams pitting, and each team is going to have their own different strategy. But sometimes you see a guy come down pit road, and it's pretty enticing that you want to come down as well, and you got to be careful not to mess up your strategy. And obviously managing the track as well. Be mindful of which lane is going to rubber up. You don't want to stick yourself in a spot where your nose doesn't belong, and hopefully not spin yourself around. But I expect this middle to top lane to really start rubbering up later on in the run once these tires start wearing down. So these guys are really going to have a handful here at Auto Club.
Yeah, already seeing as we're watching these drivers qualify here about how challenging This already is, you saw the 3. This is currently Luke Bullard here. He was trying to do his best to get around, but he had to kind of baby it through the corner there because it got super squirrely.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys are going to be running really loose setups here, and that kind of is what you want at a track like this. You want it to start loose, tighten up after that, and if you can run a setup like that consistently, you're really going to be in good shape, and that's what we see out of Luke Bullard right now. We'll see where he will end up. He'll go to the 9th spot right now, will not improve on his second lap, so Luke Bullard goes to the 9th spot. Our fastest car of the day so far, Walker Thomas, no stranger to victory lane here in the IWM Cup Series. He's currently sitting all the way up at the top right now. 4 wins on the season. He's tied with Marcus Adams for the most this year. You have Andrew Pileshi in 2nd, Matthew David Wood in 3rd. A couple guys in the 49s there. You can see Andrew Pileši's at a 40.9 repeating, but it is really, really going to be a tight field here tonight at Auto Club.
All right, number of drivers who are just below the cut line. We're going to be keeping an eye on those drivers, just see where they're going to appear again. We've just got this race, and then we head over to Daytona for the final regular season event. So it really comes down to, if you're on the cut line, you've got two big tracks to deal with: Auto Club here and then Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, you summed up basically what I was going to say. You have 2 really tough tracks to tame here. I would say Auto Club is a luck track, more like Daytona is. I mean, Daytona definitely takes some skill, but I mean, we've seen guys like Harrison Burton win there last year to punch his ticket into the playoffs. We've seen guys like Derek Cope pull off wins there. Trevor Bayne, we've seen a lot of upset winners there. Someone who could put themselves into the playoffs and isn't even in the picture right now. But Auto Club is really going to be a test for these guys who are on the cut line, like William Corinne, and as well as Marcus Adams, or excuse me, Aiden Lucas. That's going to be a real test for these guys today.
All right, so that wraps up our qualifying. As soon as we get drivers up and ready, we will bring to you the current grid for tonight's event. Waiting for the drivers to get in their cars and pop over to the. Oh, we got grid. All right, let's see what we got here.
All right, let's take a look at your starting top 10. Walker Thomas with a blazing fast lap. He'll set a 40.980. He'll be your pole sitter. To his outside, it's Andrew Pileši, Matthew Wood, Kyle Smalling in row number 2. Row number 3, Maxwell Caldwell and Michael Anthony. Row number 4, Wyatt Gray and Garrett Johnson. And rounding out the top 10 is Justin Lewis and Luke Bullard.
Zach Lindgren finds himself in the 11th spot, and with William Corinne to the outside. In 13th position, Austin Call with Greg Stone. Aiden Lucas is in 15th, his outside, Owen DeGroot. Ryan D. Cook is in 17th with Jordan Weaver in 18th. Chuck Van Scoik is in 18th, and Aaron Jackson rounds out the top 20.
Jeremy Brown rounds out the 21st spot. Ty Bostic in 22nd. Christoph Hall in 23rd. Todd Merkel in the 24th spot. 25th, Cody Sturgill. 26th is Samuel Harrell. 27th, Jared Wishon. 28th, John Ledger. 29th, Bud Shearer. And 30th is Justin Horton.
All right, for the balance of the field, Zach Allen sits in 31st, Nathan Yarnell in 32nd, Pete Woodrum in 33rd, Philip Van Nortwick in 34th, Marcus Adams 35th, Alex Linney in 36th, Matthew Gresham 37th, Roberto Ramirez in 38th, and David Watts in 39th. 39 drivers here tonight competing at Auto Club.
Yeah, and keep an eye out on 2 drivers we need to keep an eye out on throughout this whole race is Jared Wishon and William Corinne. Those are 2 guys just duking it out right now for a playoff spot, and I can assure you there is going to be no holds barred at a track like this. You got 100 laps to run a good race. We'll see if either of those guys can make it to the end and bring home some good points.
All right, drivers are getting off the the grid and heading out on the track to form up before we head out to green.
And we'll see here these beautiful next-gen cars coming off of pit road, and really good sight to see here, a full 39 car field here at Auto Club, and just a really good shot there. You can just see all of these guys just full of adrenaline right now, ready to rock and roll. At a track, unfortunately, too far gone to save, and a really historical place to race at, and unfortunate this place had to go, but nonetheless, his memories will live on in iRacing, and hopefully one of these guys is going to walk away with the win here tonight, and hopefully a playoff spot secured in the IWM Cup Series playoffs.
All right, our pace car is bringing these drivers into turn 4 as he brings them down to the start finish in anticipation of that green flag. Your pole sitter Walker Thomas be in charge as they enter the Geico restart zone.
And we are green at Auto Club, and a big check up there on the top.
Yeah, David Watts backed out pretty aggressively there at the end. Also, we saw another driver there dropping back out, but back up front is already a challenge here for the lead.
You see Matthew David Wood in the 21 machine going to try to make a run on Walker Thomas here. He has Andrew Pileshi, your outside pole sitter, right behind him, bearing down on him. And we'll see how long he can make this run last, as lap 1 is going to come to an end here. Looks like it's going to be Walker Thomas leading this one. Couple cars in the wall there.
Yeah, one of the things that these guys are going to quickly realize is that running in the pack of 39 drivers is nowhere near what it's like to run 1 or 2 laps here in qualifying. There is a draft, it is strong, and you've got a very bumpy surface to contend with.
Looking back up in front here, Walker Thomas into the wall. That's going to open up the door for Matthew David Wood to get a good run on him here. We'll see if he can make that work. We're 3 wide in the back.
You can watch as these cars are making going down that backstretch. You can watch them bumping up and down. It is a bumpy track here at Auto Club.
Yeah, the name of the game right now is just survival. You can see these guys kind of stringing out now, getting single file. Thomas trying to break that draft, doing the best he can. Almost 3 wide, almost 4 wide there in the back, and you can see these guys just vying for every possible position that they can get here tonight. One driver to note right now, he's sitting in the 4th spot. He's up 5. That is Justin Lewis. Justin Lewis did not run a practice lap. He qualified 9th. He's now sitting in 4th. I mean, that's just impressive for Justin Lewis to have not run a practice lap, and he still is running in the 4th spot.
Michael Anthony has turned the fastest lap so far, the 41.21 here at Auto Club.
And those lap times going to get faster as the race goes on. These guys trying to conserve their stuff so far, about 0.2 off of what regular pace would be. And you can see they're just all strung out here at Auto Club. You see a couple guys eyeing for position here as we'll watch DeGroot there in the 83 machine, who's one of the new drivers to the series. And he's doing so far so good for DeGroot. We'll see what he can do as the race goes on.
Looking a bit farther in the back on that cut line was the 17 of Jared Wishin. He's currently running in the 18th position here.
And looking in the 12th spot as well, that's William Carini, 6 spots ahead of Jared Wishin, and he really wants to get that top 10 here today. He wants to conserve that spot. He hasn't moved since he qualified. He stayed in the 12th spot all of this race. But Jared Wishin really just wants to get by that 81 machine and kind of not secure his spot, but just kind of wants that security, knowing that, okay, I beat him somewhat decently. I can now have kind of some security that I have some more points than he does. Owen DeGroot, he's up to 10th now, started in 16th. He's putting together some really good laps here, so keep an eye out on the new driver in the series making his debut race tonight, Owen DeGroot. Really good run for him going so far. We'll see if he can keep it up. He's up to 9th now.
Lewis is battling tight door to door with the 81 of Corinne. They're 4 wide. Through turn 2 now in the back. Oh, car spinning, 64.
Oh, no.
That's Cody
Caution flag will
Sturgill.
fly.
42's involved. The 07 goes around. Just talking about a number of these drivers, 24 as well.
If Van Nortwick went around as well, and we'll see if we can get a replay of what happened there. I'm hearing some chatter on the radio. Someone saying stopped in the middle of the track. We'll see what happened here. Keep an eye out on the 64 machine. Yeah, you see he's already way loose there, way out of the gas. Almost had a good save there and just went around. Heavy contact with the 12 machine. It's the 07. Hard hit from LaRue there.
Yeah, Todd Merkel basically T-bones him there.
Yep.
Sending him around.
Let's see what happened with the 24 machine as well.
Let's go back and take a look. We can try to find out what happened to the 24. That is Philip Van Nortwick.
Because it looked like he had gotten through it, and then, yeah, it looks like he might have spun it just coming back up. Let's see.
You see the 2 coming down.
Yeah, it looks like he was just. Yeah, it looks like he was just trying to get back up and just hard hitting the wall.
That's
really unfortunate for Van Nortwick.
Major front end damage in the 24. So as we said at the beginning of the broadcast, this is a no fast repair event, and that's the way this league operates, which means if you've got front end damage like that, you've damaged your suspension or car parts, you've got to wait out the repair, or you may be too damaged to continue.
Yeah, and you really have got to mind your P's and Q's early on, and unfortunately, for a couple guys tonight, that won't happen, and we'll see if we'll have any DNFs so far, but really interesting to see guys coming down this early. We're not even 10 laps into this thing yet. We already have guys coming down pit road, so that shows you just how abrasive this place can be to your tires, and you really just got to not crawl your way around this place, but you've got to be really careful trying to do that.
All right, I'm going to try and do a bit of calculation here, Noah, see where we're at with mileage.
We'll see if you can find what it is that's going to be the good strategy call here for fuel. I don't think anybody took fuel just yet, so we'll see.
So it looks like it's 36 or so laps. If you ran the tank dry, obviously they won't do that, so probably 35 laps on a full tank of fuel.
Yeah, that's going to be about 2 or 3 pit stops the rest of this race. So you're going to see guys kind of coasting, running a high gear, or just shutting the car off. I mean, that's what I know a lot of league guys tend to do, and especially in real life too. They'll just shut the cars off, let it coast, get a good run going. So we'll see how that'll play out.
Well, especially if you're up front and you know that you're going to you can do 35 laps. That says, just simple math, 35, 70, and you're done. And if you can take advantage of a caution like this, you'll add 2 or 3 laps potentially to your run. Again, as Noah indicated, if you save a bit of fuel and manage how you go around, you could help to extend that, so the next run you're not really struggling to save any fuel.
Yeah, we'll see what the strategy will be for some of these guys. Is obviously very long racetrack, so you have a lot of time to do that. Field getting formed back up here, and we'll have Matthew David Wood starting on the inside, and that's something we may see as well. You may see some guys, some leaders take the high line because they're better there, and we'll see how that'll play out for Thomas. Haven't gotten to see a whole lot of him running the top line yet. He's really good in the middle line is what I've noticed. He can just kind of hold people off there on 3 and 4, but we have yet to see if Matthew David Wood can get a pass done.
All right, pace car drops off. And back underway here at Auto Club in the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
And here we go. Back into 1 and 2 here. A really good push there from Michael Anthony.
So a few little wiggles there as some of these drivers make their way around. You know, these restarts are always the most challenging here. You know, if you're going around 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 laps and kind of stretch the field out, you're all, number of drivers are in single file, but once we get back up into formation for a restart, man, it's all over. So that, yeah, I think that was Christopher Hall in the 98 that tagged the wall. Yep, that's who that was.
The guy was falling back a good amount of spots. He's dropped 3 spots since where he started. That's William Corinne. And look who's in front of him right now, Jared Wishon. And I mean, you couldn't script that any better. These guys are just fighting for every playoff position that they can get right now. Look at the 81 trying to close the gap there and making it happen on that top side there. And we'll see if Corinne can get that pass done.
Yeah, he knows if his only job is to be successful tonight, the number 1 role is he has to finish in front of Jared Wishon.
And every point matters, especially going into a track like Daytona. You want to have that barrier in case you do get caught up in the big one. And you're nice over. Fast lap on the board, Michael Anthony, 40.997. And like I said, these cars are just going to get faster and faster as the night goes on. But Jared Wishon and William Corinne, that is your playoff battle to watch right now.
Those drivers are on the cut line, as we said earlier, as we looked at some of the point situation. And if you're Jared Wishon, your job is just the inverse, right? You need to make sure that you keep William Corinne in your rearview mirror.
Yeah, and he's done a good job of that so far. He has a lot of straightaway speed, but Corinne just gets really close to him in the corners. Corinne doesn't have as much straightaway speed as he would like. As he makes contact there, heavy contact, almost doored there. Let's see who that car is. That looks like the 18 machine, of Justin Horton. And that may have some implications there. This is a really tight battle right here.
'18 is right on the bumper of the 17 as they're working, as this field begins to stretch out. 18 of Justin Horton trying to find his way around, taking advantage of that mid to lower line. It's a trade-off as you dive down into the low line or take that middle line there. You're going to trade off tire wear and fuel economy to longevity.
You see Corinne there right on the bumper. Just couldn't quite get the move done there. He is really hungry and trying to get to Wishon's bumper. Just cannot make the pass just yet. We'll see if he can get that ever so important draft down the front straightaway. And you can see how that car just hugs up to the 17. And yeah, you can see back there all of these guys staying in line, not wanting to move or give an inch. A really big run there from Justin Horton. Take a ride on board with William Corinne.
You can see him fighting that steering wheel a bit there, trying to make those small adjustments. It's a bumpy surface.
Yeah, for sure. These guys, I think right now this stage is just trying to survive. I mean, you're far from half. We aren't even a quarter of a way into this yet. You're just trying to conserve your stuff, keep it clean, and just stay nice, stay consistent, and that really is all you can do right now. Looking back up front here, we're having a really good battle for the lead here. It's about a 4, 5, 6 car battle for the lead right now, and Walker Thomas having to put some work in, trying to defend against Michael Anthony, David Wood, Wyatt Gray, and Zach Lindgren. All of these guys chasing down our leader, trying to get around the outside of him.
Yeah, they'll stay nose to tail through some of the backstretch. They'll fan apart. Oh, whoa.
Really close there. We'll see if Anthony can make that move.
I think that was Zach Lindgren who kind of lost it there. found himself almost looping around, but saved it. Back down in front, or up in front, you can see the 21. The other driver, Thomas and Anthony pretty much follow that high line most of the way around this. See Matthew Wood just try to find a way on a lower line, see if he can pick up a second or two and close that gap.
He's really just trying to get back up front and holding a spot, especially while not overdrive. We got a spin in the back. Caution flag is out, and the big one looks like Luke Bullard there. The 3 machine going around. A couple more cars involved. We'll see what exactly happened there, but that was a hair-raising moment for a couple cars in the back.
Yep, definitely the 3 was involved. I think Chuck Van Scoik went off through the grass. Max Caldwell, I think, also was involved. Let's see what we can see.
All right, so let's take a look at Luke Bullard here. You can see the 18 up high. It looks like,
oh,
yeah, just nothing he can do there. It's like the 0 machine.
I think that's Weaver.
Yeah, let's see what happened again here. This is really interesting. See Weaver up on the top side.
I think Weaver just gets a little loose.
Yeah, he just loses on his own there and just, nowhere for Luke Bullard to go. Let's see. It looks like he may have taken almost took the 31 with him. Yeah, he hooked the 94.
Yeah, Maxwell Caldwell gets involved. You see the 55 main contact. Ty gets through in the 22. The 94 in the grass.
A couple cars in the wall. A lot of guys snuck through that one for sure. Wow, really close there.
Yep, Chuck took the scenic route to avoid getting into the 3 of Bullard. All right, so pit lane is busy as the leaders make their way onto pit road.
And seeing pit stops early here, and I would suspect that we're going to see them every single caution. I mean, these guys do kind of have tires to spare. They do have, I think, 4 sets of tires right now. A couple of these guys would have used 2 so far. We'll see how that'll play out. That's going to be interesting to see that kind of tire strategy that these guys are going to have. That's not a lot for Auto Club at all.
No, not at all. Four tire stop for most of these drivers. Walker Thomas makes his way out on the track. Number of drivers did not come in. They will be up at the front on this restart, which could be very interesting. And that includes the 17 of Jared Wishon, Zach Lindgren, Austin Call, and Roberto Ramirez. Those drivers did not pit.
Yeah, Wishon really trying to just let it all hang out there and just want to get a decent run just to get away from William Corinne. And that's really going to be important for him as the night goes on. So keep an eye out on Jared Wishon the rest of the night. It's going to be really close, that battle between him and Corinne. I mean, there's only 3 spots in the playoffs left.
Well, that being said, you've also got to consider the fact that this race in particular, every call is a strategy call. Now, he's staying out here. Everybody else came in, got fresh tires and fuel at 19 laps, which now means they can run to about lap 45, which they've got another stop after that to make it through. But he's going to be in a very interesting position as his field forms back up again. He could get freight trained.
Yeah, and that's what we see a lot with guys who decide to stay out. Is just that restart is just so chaotic, and these guys are really going to struggle. I think the guys who did not pit on these restarts, I mean, obviously we're going to see that, but it's going to be really, really tough for these guys to just hold on to it. I mean, they really have to just not stay out of the leader's way, but just have to run consistently and cleanly and just kind of be predictable.
Yeah, I would not be surprised when that green flag flies we see these guys up front, these 4 drivers who did not pit, begin to slip back.
And we shall see.
All right, the drivers are on the backstretch as they are beginning to form up. There are a number of drivers who are chasing the field right now to catch back up. I'm not sure if we're going to extend this caution or go green. I think we'll stay green. The drivers are just entering turn 3.
You'll see a lot of guys just trying to survive up in front. You have Jared Wishon and Zach Lindgren. 2 teammates. Going back at it. We are back green here at Auto Club, and you can already see guys trying to fan out.
All right, these guys made the call. They came out. They stayed out. They're holding together, but you can see Justin Lewis in the 7 already trying to get underneath and get past there. He's already picked up some spots. A driver to watch who stayed out is Roberto Ramirez. He's up from the tail end of the field. He's up 33 spots.
We'll see if they can hold on to it there. That's going to be the real test.
Well, almost a bit of contact there up front. Walker Thomas almost wound up in the door of Andrew Pileshi.
Yeah, just right up against the fence there. Look at how close Pileshi's getting. I mean, that's like the Larson line right there from Andrew Pileshi. These guys just right up against the wall, letting it all hang out.
Big mover is Justin Lewis. He was able to get around a lot of these drivers who did stay out. So Jared Wishon up in front with Zach Lindgren down there. But the 7 of Lewis, he did pit. And don't look too far back as Walker Thomas and Kyle Smalley already there.
Yeah, they're just slicing and dicing their way through this field. Look at Justin Lewis on the inside trying to get by Zach Lindgren. We may have a new leader here down the back straightaway. We'll see if Lewis can get it done. No, he's going to tuck in, try to get that draft. We'll see if he'll go high, go low. The 2 guys that we saw going at it in the All-Star race, Jared Wisham, Justin Lewis and Austin Call, 2 guys who were just right up against each other at North Wilkesboro, now find themselves back together at Auto Club all the way across the coast. It is Justin Lewis and Zach Lindgren trying to go at it for the lead, and we have a new leader.
Justin Lewis slips by the 17. Well, he's still door by door. The 17 of Jared Wishon is not willing to give up. Oh, 47 almost sideways, dirt tracking it through that corner. He's still loose, trying to get that car under control.
What a save from the 47. And these guys, like we just talked about, letting it all hang out. You can see there's the one machine of Thomas looking down on the inside of Wishon and Lewis. We'll see if he can get the move done. But what a job by Jared Wishon to be holding this lead so far. He's got nothing to lose. He is trying to hang on to this playoff spot. He knows he's not locked in, and if he can get a win tonight, it would mean the world to that number 17 car.
47 of Austin Call, maybe regretting that decision not to come in for tires. He is super loose out there. A little bit of wall contact, and really has begun to maybe reassess that. Jared Wishon retakes the lead, but Walker Thomas is right there. The 7 of Lewis was not able to hang on to that position. Kudos to Jared Wishon there, keeping his nose out in front.
Yeah, what a job by Wishon so far. I would have expected a car with that old tires to be running the times that he is right now and to be holding off the guys that he is. And we'll see if these guys are just using the 17 as a tool, as an excuse to kind of save their stuff till the end of the race. But we just passed a quarter of a way mark through this race, and all up in front, it is still Jared Wishon.
Yeah, you made a good point. There really is a time where you've got to decide, the only way to win this race is to make it to the end of the event. You've got to conserve your tires. Not really so much conserve fuel, but definitely tires here is a big factor.
We can keep fighting up front here. Pass for the lead. Thomas gets by Wishin. Wishin gets into the wall down the back straightaway, and that may open the door for Kyle Smalley.
A bit of monkey see, monkey do here. Kyle Smalley is team members with Walker Thomas. He's right there. Now they've got a little bit of Jared Wishin sandwich between the two of them, trying to get by that 17. But Jared Wishin's not giving up. He is right there at the bumper of the number one.
Wishin just trying to get up front, and he is exactly where he wants to be right now. 14 spots away from William Corinne. The race of Jared Wishin's life right now, barely sitting above that 400-point cutoff line. He's at 412, Corinne at 408, and this race could mean a lot to that playoff position for Jared Wishin.
The 17 is really taking advantage of that high line. He is pretty committed to it, even though he's watching those competitors around him. The one and caution's out. Marcus Adams involved. 46 as well. It's Roberto Ramirez, who we just spoke to. Ryan D. Cook as well. Christoph Hall, the 98. All right, caution is out. Number of drivers go back. Number of drivers, Christoph Hall, Justin Horton, and Roberto Ramirez all have that little meatball flag. That tells us they've got some severe damage. You can see the 98. He has got a toe link broken on that right front. His day may be done.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Roberto Ramirez as well. A good day turned bad for that number 41 machine. Let's see if we can find a replay of exactly what happened on the front. I believe it was on the front straightaway. Let's take a look.
Seeing the 98 of Christoph Hall there. That's the 55 of Yarnell to the outside. That may not be where this event. There's the contact.
Yeah, right there.
Let's go back and look at Roberto there from his rear position.
Yeah, it's like Roberto's already way loose there.
So there's a little bit of contact with Sammy Harrell. Well, it's not. That's Roberto Ramirez. He's spinning right there. He's out of shape. It's like he tries to save it.
I mean, nothing the 43 could do there. He's slow up. I mean, yeah, look. Oh, yeah, right there.
The 31 get connected. There's the 98. There's a damage to Christoph Hall. See the 41 go around. The 31.
Yeah, saw Ledger as well have some contact.
There's Marcus.
Look back up there. You can see in the middle of the track now there's a hard contact there. 98 looks like he hit there's a 46 machine. Ledger had a little bit of damage. He found the best strategy. He put it into the wall early to slow himself down and didn't take a lot of damage either. So maybe John Ledger may come out of this just fine.
Number of drivers on pit road. Everyone we just spoke with about Maxwell Caldwell, Nathan Yarnell, Aiden Lucas also on pit road. Ryan D. Cook in the 46 has retired, as has Luke Bullard. We'll see what happens with Christoph Hall as well. All right, 31 laps complete, 1/3 of this race in the books. Our third caution has come out for an incident. Lights are already off on the pace car. We'll get this back to green next time by.
Yeah, it's kind of open right now. We talked about cautions early on. Hopefully we'll see them infrequently, but looks like we may be If we continue this pace, we may be in this one for the long haul, Rick.
Yeah, it is what it is. We try to hope that the average laps between cautions stays under 15 in a track like this. Right now, we got some making up to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of these wrecks are thankfully not anything out of malice or retaliation. Just the car getting out from under you, just honest mistakes, and that's definitely good to see. It's nothing intentional, but that really just goes to show how hard these guys are going right now, and these guys just leaving it all out on the track, really, and really good to see how fast these guys are driving. Really competitive field tonight.
Well, a couple other factors are coming into play there. One, it's a hot track. Let's bring up the current weather here at the event. That track temperature is 114 degrees. That's not helping. So that combined with the type of track, the abrasiveness, makes for a tough race.
All right, going back into the Geico restart zone. It is on Kyle Smalley in the 51 machine. To his outside is Walker Thomas. Both of these guys with multiple wins on the season. And we already see the back of the pack getting shaken up.
Looking further back in the middle, you see these drivers are 2, 3, and 4 wide as they make their way around Auto Club Speedway.
And we talked about this guy earlier as well. Owen DeGroot up 10 spots right now, sitting in 6th. He's putting together a really good run tonight. We'll see if Owen DeGroot can hang on to that spot, but right now he's our biggest mover inside, our second biggest mover inside of the top 10 right now. It is Ty Bostic and Zachary Allen and Pete Woodrum are our biggest movers so far.
See Matthew Woods making his way around. He is leveraging a little bit different approach to this track. He is willing to kind of drop down and dig deep and take that low line as he makes it through these corners.
Yeah, definitely an interesting line there for sure. But one thing is for sure, it is that Walker Thomas has got a race to win, and he is just booking it down this front straightaway here. He wants to just get this race over with and add another win to his resume, his impressive resume in the IWM Cup Series.
Right now, in fact, his team, Balls Out Racing, is currently in first. They're in second. They're in fourth here, and Jordan Weaver has cracked the top 10. So all four Balls Out Racing competitors are in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you call teamwork right there. I mean, you really can't ask for much better from your guys. And what we've seen is they're caution flag is out. Looks like that's maybe Justin Lewis into the wall.
It's a 17 as well. We're just talking about Jared Wishin, and he is involved in this incident. So the 7 and the 17, don't play those numbers tonight.
Big playoff implications happening right now. And Jared Wishin goes around, and definitely not the night he's wanting to have right now as him and Justin Lewis make contact.
That right front is toast. It is not moving. He took a hard hit. That toe link is gone. That tire is pointing in the wrong direction.
Wow.
Let's take
a look at what happened.
Yeah.
It's just really tight there. I mean, that's the rock and hard place if you're the 17. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, stack up there. Yeah, 25 was a little bit slow. Then he just gets rear-ended by the 43 of I believe that's Harrell. Harrell gets into the back, and then he just takes him for a ride and know where Harrell can go. He gets into the right front, and that may be the done deal for the 17 of Wishin, and not the night he's wanting to have.
Absolutely not. And I think that's just one of those racing incidents in the track. Number of drivers are making their way onto pit road. You saw Zachary Allen. Sammy Harrell was also involved in that incident. Pete Woodrum. Number of drivers are taking advantage of it to come down. See what the situation is with Justin Lewis in the 7. He's got some significant front end damage. So far we got 3 retirees, Ryan D. Cook, Roberto Ramirez, and Luke Bullard. A number of drivers who are in the pits with extended repairs. Christoph Hall and Justin Horton.
Yeah, a lot of these guys just coming in to take tires now, or just take whatever they can get some repairs for these guys who are laps down, and we'll see what'll happen with Jared Wisham. If he'll try to go back out and just run to kind of save some points, but I know one thing's for sure, William Corinne is now wanting to pounce on this opportunity. Sitting in the 9th spot, he has a really good opportunity to get some good points right now.
Yeah, if you're William Corinne, at this point you're saying, okay, I'm going to run my race. I think the guy who is right there that I'm battling is got some damage. I need to find a way to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and staying ahead of the game is the name of the game at a track like this. You want to be kind of predicting what you want to do a couple laps ahead of time. Not even a couple laps, multiple laps ahead of time, and we'll see what these guys are going to do. And it's like Jared Wishon may be done for the day. We'll see if he is.
All right, again, the lights are off on top of the pace car. This is one of those tracks where, it does take a while to get around here. So if you do need a little bit of repair, you can make that happen during your pit stop. But when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah, and go time, we're not even close to go time yet. I mean, we aren't even halfway through this race yet. We're on lap 36, soon to be 37 when we go back green, as pace car lights are coming off. But we'll see how these guys are going to play this. And you got to play your cards right. I mean, we're not in the Sin City, but you are definitely going to have to be on your P's and Q's here and playing that strategy right.
All right, Walker Thomas elects to take the outside. His teammate Kyle Smalley to the inside. Behind Walker Thomas is his teammate Michael Anthony. And then to the inside, you've got Wyatt Gray.
We'll see on this restart here. We've seen these guys up in front all night long, especially Kyle Smalley and Walker Thomas. These two guys have been the powerhouses all season long. Both of these drivers with 4 wins each. The most dominant drivers right now. Thomas holds the tiebreaker. We're going back green here at Auto Club.
Good move by the one to nose out. He's taking his teammate Michael Anthony with them. And then they've got the door getting closed behind them with the 51.
3 wide for second almost here, going off of turn number 2. And a new car is coming into the picture. And that's the number 71 machine of Wyatt Gray. We haven't seen him a lot. He's been very quiet in the top 10 so far. He stayed there most of the day, but he's got a new teammate behind him. Look at the 83 machine of Owen DeGroot. We've talked about him a little bit. He's now in the 6th spot, and he is eyeing for that top 5, and he's got a teammate to get through first, but Matthew David Wood and Wyatt Gray round out your 4th and 5th spot. We'll see what Owen DeGroot can do. He's one of our big movers for tonight.
Matthew Wood's been up towards the front. He's sitting back. Yellow flag a while ago, but he has now found himself back up to 3rd, to 2nd.
Good run here down the back straightaway. Michael Anthony tried to make a move, just couldn't quite get it done. As you can see, the different lines these guys are running. It's so neat to see all these guys fan out and run where they're comfortable. It may not be where they're fastest, but it's where they're comfortable. And that's what we're seeing right now out of Walker Thomas and Matthew David Wood. These guys just hanging it all out and running different lines from each other. You can see one running low, one running high, one running middle. And all of these guys running just really consistent lap times here. See, Wood just can't quite get the move done, and Thomas going to try to break the draft here.
Oh, yeah, you saw that. It's been happening. Matthew Wood, last time by. Let's bring that up. Fastest lap.
That's the fastest time. I mean, we haven't seen that in qualifying. 40.773 that's just unreal.
He took full advantage of that run he had, and it paid off. He is now battling for the lead.
See if he can keep that run going.
Yeah, Matthew Wood found something special. He pitted last on lap 30. He's got about 10 laps fresher tires. Oh, the Sammy Harrell going around.
Oh, big spin there, and that was a fast one too. We'll see if that'll bring out a caution. Nope, looks like he stay green.
We're staying green. Battle for the lead continues. Matthew Wood takes over that lead from the number 1 of Walker Thomas, and Walker battles it back, leveraging the apron.
Down into 1 and 2, now coming off of 2. Wood is right there. He's trying to time that pass perfectly to where he can get that run and hopefully stay in front. And he's just doing a great job here of setting up.
A little bit different approach there. Walker Thomas went low. Matthew Wood stayed high. And he got a great run that time, Bon. See, Walker Thomas, as you indicated, Noah, is slipping up and down, doing anything he can to break the run of Matthew Wood.
Yeah, that dirty air is something you see a lot of guys talk about in the Cup Series especially. These cars do not like it when someone else gets in front of them and messes up their aero. And that is what we see a lot of these guys when they move out of line. It's not to block a guy or to let a guy by. It's to let that dirty air get to him and just make that front end of that car nose up and just get slower. And that is what we're seeing, what the number 1 machine is doing right now of Thomas, trying anything he can to make sure that Matthew Wood does not get by him.
All right, folks, we really appreciate you tuning in tonight to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here on the IWM Broadcast Network. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You won't miss a thing. We'll be going side by side. Thank you again for tuning in.
Hello, my name is Jack Raymondson. I manage business development here at Tech4Troops, and I'm my 2nd year with this amazing veteran nonprofit owned and operated by veterans for veterans. I served in the U.S. Marine Corps as an amphibious assault crewman from 1992 to 1996. I also served in the U.S. Coast Guard from 2002 to 2007, joining after 9/11 as an operations specialist, then serving as an instructor at Coast Guard Training Center, Yorktown. I also spent many years as a first responder volunteering as an EMT and fireman. I'm here at Tech4Troops because I believe in our mission to empower veterans and their families with the gift of computers and technology training, as well as our outreach to help curb veteran suicide while providing a safe and meaningful community where veterans are treated with respect and dignity. We are aiming for zero veteran suicide through gaming and other program opportunities. We help veterans regain a new sense of purpose and help them see they have a brighter future ahead of them. It truly is an honor and my pleasure to serve my fellow veterans and help give them a leg up. 2024 is Tech4Troops' 10th anniversary year, and I ask that you help us support our veterans and their families with a computer donation and or greatly needed financial contribution so we can help every last veteran in need. Together, you and Tech4Troops can be change makers. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series here at Auto Club for the Cookout 200. Right now, your leader is Walker Thomas in the 1. He is coming up on the lapped car, or soon to be lapped. Let's double check the standings. The last car on the lead lap is John Ledger in the 19. They're coming up. Matthew Wood is kind of backed off just a little bit as he really put on a huge challenge to the number 1 of Walker Thomas. As you see the number 1 make his way around the 19. So as we were talking about earlier, Noah, this is that time in the race here, lap 48, coming up to the halfway point where we are seeing some lap traffic begin to mingle a bit into the regular, the lead lap, and that always makes for challenges.
Yeah, and that's not at all what you want to see if you're Walker Thomas. You're hoping that they'll be courteous and that they'll stay out of the way, but that's not always a guarantee. Remember, these guys are still racing for position. They're racing for spots, and you can see John Ledger there moves up the way to let these guys by. But you can see how much that affected Matthew Wood's run. How many seconds he lost, how many tenths he lost to the one machine of Thomas. So keep an eye out on these two running. Is that orange and white number 21 machine trying to just chip away at Walker Thomas's lead?
Get a real blend of different pit strategies here. Let's see if we can bring up some pit information. Talk about pit strategy. You can see on that pit strategy board, you've got a number of drivers who pitted on lap 19, now mixing with drivers who pitted on lap 30. And so there's some real advantages there. One of the ones that you see is the 21 right there of Matthew Wood. You know, he had that stint there in between, but you know, he's got 10 lap fresher tires than a lot of the cars around him.
Yeah, and tires really are the name of the game here. If you can just keep good tires on you, you'll go places. And I see a lot of guys on 2-stop, some on 3-stop. Chuck Van Scoik with a 4-stop strategy. Obviously, he took some damage.
Oh, cautions come out.
Oh, no. Oh, big spin on the front straightaway.
Number of drivers involved. I think the 5 of Greg Stone was involved, as well as Pete Woodrum, Nathan Yarnell, all involved here at lap 51 in our 5th caution.
Take a look at what happened here. And
the caution flag came out a little late. We'll go back to lap 50 with Nathan Yarnell spinning here. We'll watch the 55 here. Nathan Yarnell.
You see Stone drifting way up the track there, and
there's contact.
Looks like it may have been net code as well.
Let's back that up just a little bit.
They may have touched there. Let's see. Yeah, looks like that's where it's at.
Yep. I'm curious to see what happens here. Does he come back up?
Yeah, Stone, locks it up there. I don't think that was the main cause of it. Stone stays pretty well out of the way there, stops on track. I don't think anybody else hit him.
Let's find Pete Woodrum, just see what happened to Pete. He's in trouble here. Let's back him up.
It's like he may have, it looks like he just went around on his own. Let's see. On board 20, you can see his back end's already going around, does his best to save it. And just a little kiss on the wall there, nothing too serious, and stops in the middle of the track, so good wreck avoidance there from these guys, recognizing that there's a car stopped, and everybody on pit road now. And these guys have got to be getting down to 2 set of tires.
Yeah, could be.
Because I know these guys were only given 4 sets. We've seen guys, I think most of these guys have already pitted twice. Assuming they've taken tires, they're down to 1 set.
Yeah, Matthew Wood came in. He came in. That was an 8-second pit stop. Marcus Adams, 7 seconds. So those guys just took fuel. They pitted last on lap 30, so they came down. They decided they're probably thinking just like you are. Do I burn a set of tires here with 50 laps to go, knowing that I've only got 2 sets in the books?
I don't think I'd risk the burn set right now. You don't know what's going to happen in these last couple of laps here. I mean, you have the uncertainty of that, and we'll see if it's going to be really close here to see how these guys are going to work with tires.
Yep, and then you've got Walker Thomas right there and Michael Anthony. Both of those, they'll be starting in in the second row. Those guys full fuel and 4 tires here at their second pit stop. So they still have got 2 more sets back there, which is plenty. That gives them the opportunity. They'll probably only need to stop 1 more time to make it around, but you've got, if you've got that extra set in your back pocket, you can, if something goes wrong, you can always throw them on at the end there, and hopefully it makes a difference.
Yeah, and with all these caution laps we're having too, especially with the fuel mileage game as well, you can just shut your car off. You can coast. You can really manipulate how your fuel game is going to work under these caution laps. So I expect some guys to be doing that. I wouldn't expect everybody to, but we'll see how this is going to play out. This is going to be an interesting couple closing laps here.
You're definitely seeing right there with Walker Thomas. He is playing a little bit of game with his engine. You can see he's just going around in 5th gear, and right there he's basically just coasting, basically clutching it.
Yeah, really good way to just get that fuel out of your engine and just kind of there. I mean, just sitting there and not really circulating as much, and that is exactly what you want to do here. So these guys going to hopefully give it one more time. Pace car lights should be off this time by, and we are getting ready to go back green for the final, hopefully the final stretch here at Auto Club, just past halfway. We are ready to rock and roll again at Auto Club.
All right, Matthew Wood in charge of this restart, and we are back to green flag racing here at Auto Club. Watching that second row, Michael Anthony, Marcus Adams, Walker Thomas there. Kyle Smalley also is up there as well.
This may have been the run Matthew David needed, or the caution that Matthew Wood needed.
Looking further on back of the field. Oh, big hit by the 22 of Bostic. Tags that safer barrier solidly.
Yeah, he definitely hit that square for sure.
Looking back through the field right now, looking at the 0 of Jordan Weaver in this pack. You see the 42 of Alex Linney.
These guys just really spread out right now, not trying to do anything too crazy. I think at this point in the race, you don't want to do anything insane to mess your run up, and I think we're going to start seeing guys run a little bit cleaner and just kind of run their race.
Spinning. I think that's the 47 of Austin Call, taking a trip through the grass.
Wow.
He's hanging on. Caution has not come out.
And we'll stay green. Wow. Good save there by Austin Call. Caution's out. Oh, we got another spin back straightaway.
Marcus Adams.
Huh. Let's see what happened there.
Huh.
Adams, one of the ones we had been talking about earlier.
Oh, contact with the 91, Andrew Palesci there. Let's back that up a bit.
Yeah, both those guys front runners at one point, and
I think he just got a little loose, and the 91 just had no place to go.
Yeah, it really is hard to predict that. I mean, you can't really put that on the 91. It's hard to predict where that guy's going to go, and unfortunately, he just got into him.
You can see if you're just watching that seam how the front, the rear end of the car just kind of slips away from it. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of contact there. Not a lot, but it doesn't take much.
Not at all.
31 did a great job trying to save it, but just unfortunately, valiant effort, but he ends up going around. All All right, caution flies here, lap 58. Handful of drivers now making their way onto pit road, including Matthew Wood, Wyatt Gray, Chuck Van Scoik, Ty Bostic, William Corinne, Cody Sturgill. Number of drivers who are up there competing.
And a lot of guys coming down pit road here. Seeing a couple guys maybe taking tires, a couple taking fuel, and that's our driver to watch right now. William Corinne. We saw what happened to Jared Wishin earlier on. He is out of this race as of right now, 22 laps down. And William Corinne in the 16th spot right now. That was after he pitted. So he still has a lot of race left to make it up to the top 10. But these are going to be some much needed points.
Nearly all those drivers who came in here at lap 58 came in for fuel only. As we said in the top of the broadcast, talking about keys to today's race, I'll bring that back up again. Pit strategy right there and managing the track. It's playing out right in front of you with these drivers.
Yeah, that pit strategy definitely playing into this right now, especially that tire wear. And a lot of these guys down to their last set or their final 2 sets, and they're really going to have to find a way to, I guess, manage these tires. And that's what we saw, track management as well. It's going to be really tough to see how these guys are going to manage this. I mean, you don't have a lot of time left in the grand scheme of things.
All right, lights will be off on the pace car this time by. We have Michael Anthony maybe in charge. Now Walker Thomas will be in charge, I believe. Of course, these guys are teammates. Again, Balls Out Racing has 3 out of the top 4 spots.
Getting ready to go back green. Pace car lights are off, and this is going to be tough. These last couple laps here, I don't think these guys are going to go all out right away, but you're definitely going to start seeing them kind of slip into that much harder, I guess, mode there. Because I mean, it's really tough to get into that mindset of stop conserving and then just go.
Well, and with 40 laps to go, you're gone past the halfway point. You've gone in around lap 52. You've got full fuel and tires. You got to make a move. You just can't continue to just keep nibbling at the edges here. You've got to make a charge to the front. A couple of notables here, Noah, is Alex Laney up. He is now up 29 spots, up to 7th. Matthew Greichen right there in 8th, also up 29 spots. Those guys are back at the tail end of this field to start. Also, David Watts in the 54. He's now showing in 12th.
All right, ready to go back green, and we're going to see how this pit strategy is going to play out. Michael Anthony is going to lead the way into the restart zone. A good gap there. And we'll to Walker Thomas, and we'll see how Thomas will handle this restart. And look at the 51 of Smalley looking down on the inside as soon as he gets off the jump.
So down below, those are 3 Balls Out Racing. Anthony, Thomas, Smalley right there. And they're dealing with, spinning right behind.
Oh. Caution flag is out. It's the 0 machine.
That's Jordan Weaver. Goes around.
Man, it has not been the night for the 0, and that brings out another caution. Wow.
Not really take a quick peek and see what happened to Jordan. But if it's what we think, it's kind of been the same play all day, right?
Yeah, I really think it has, and we'll see if these guys will come down pit road once again. But we've seen a lot of these cars that have just gotten away from these guys, and I don't think it's to any fault of their own. It's just a control thing. These next-gen cars are really finicky with how you run them, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Looks like you may have had a little bit of help there from DeGroot in the 83. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. See if we can get that replay one more time there. Let's see what happened. Yeah, not been the night for the 2 machine either.
Yeah, Todd Merkel has really been in the wrong place at the wrong time a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, let's take a look here. So he's running right on that seam there. You can see the Groot just kind of gets to him. Let's see.
See if this helps us out here.
Yeah, you can see staying on the seam, still pretty straight. Isn't like any sign of getting loose or spinach yet. Let's see. Yeah, it's moving up there. I think. Yeah, just barely. Yeah, you can see right there. It looked like net code beforehand, and then you can see the contact there. I think. I don't know. I think that's just a racing incident there.
Yep, unfortunately. All right, 63 laps in the books. Handful of drivers still on pit road getting service. Max Caldwell, Justin Lewis, Jordan Weaver from that incident. Jeremy Brown also on pit road. Again, let's cover our retirees tonight. Jared Wishin at 17. Zach Allen, Ryan D. Cook, retired. Christoph Hall, Roberto Ramirez, and Luke Bullard all hung up their cleats for tonight's event.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of good cars out as well. Roberto Ramirez is one that we talked about. Just had a really good run going there, and just unfortunately wrong place, wrong time, and unfortunate run there. But speaking of being somewhat fortunate, William Corinne has found himself in 10th in points right now. I mean, this day's just getting better for the 81 machine, isn't it?
It is. He's chipping away. It's not just picking up a point or two. Being in that 10th spot, that's going to be 30 points. Better than a DNF for sure.
Yeah, we'll see how the points will lie after tonight, but it's definitely going to be really close to that cutoff line for William Corinne. And Todd Merkel's still up there as well. But Michael Anthony's still leading the way here. We have 65 laps on the board when we go back green for the 100 laps that we have scheduled for tonight's event, and we are more than likely going to be way, way below that 2 hour and 25-minute time limit that this race has, and let's see if we can get things going back swimmingly here.
All right, pace cars lights are off as they come out of turn 4. And just a bit of housekeeping, if you're seeing those drivers' names highlighted in blue and others in red, those drivers in blue have made the playoffs.
And only 3 spots left in the playoffs here. Going back green. We'll see what these guys can do. Guys we've seen up front all day long. Anthony, Thomas, Smalley, Johnston. Zach Lindgren as well up into the 5th spot. We'll see what these guys can do here. And really a lot of movement there in the back. Almost 6 wide way in the back. Car to the wall, Paleshi. Wow. It is getting chaotic.
Side by side through the backstretch here. The 49, the 64, 22, 71, and the 34. The now 4 wide. The 29 has no place to go. He slips in between.
Yeah, like we said earlier, these guys are now going to let it all hang out here, coming down to less than 30 laps to go, or coming to 30 laps to go here. And it's going to start getting hectic for sure.
Three and 4 wide.
Gosh, you can see that battle to get inside the top 10 really heating up. There are a lot of good cars still in this race right now. See guys like Greg Stone, William Corinne still in contention. John Ledger in contention for a top 10. He's in the 12th spot. He had a lot of damage early on in this race, and he's doing so far so good, up from 28. You see Nathan Yarnell from 32nd. He's in the 11th spot. Our biggest mover right now, Matthew Greichen, 37th to 7th, up 30 spots in tonight's race.
Yeah, good point with John Ledger. We saw him get lapped by the leader. We saw him get involved in an incident. Really stick-to-itness. He was able to get himself unlapped, take advantage of those cautions, get some repairs made, and heck, finds himself right there right now, 13th.
Keep it up, but really good battle up in front here. Walker Thomas gets by Michael Anthony, and now Anthony has to deal with Smalley. Best lap of the day, blazing fast from Walker Thomas, the fastest lap we've seen all night. 40.492, took over 4/10 of a second off of the fastest time of the day, 40.7, and he is just on rails right now.
All right, this field is still together, but stretching out a bit more. Single file racing. Todd Merkel may have gone a little drive through the grass. He has got some damage. You see that left front is not turning in that number 2 Ford Mustang. He has got some major damage on that car. Caution has not come out. He is, unfortunately, my guess, he is done for the day.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Merkel there. He was just a victim today. Wrong place, wrong time, and really unfortunate to see Merkel out of this race, but he definitely took a heavy hit there.
Back up front, Walker Thomas got a little bit of gap between himself, but hey, it's the balls out racing guys. 1, 2, 3. They're just having fun at this point, racing with themselves.
I wouldn't say they're exactly trying to run away with it just yet, but I mean, they're getting pretty close to that.
Looking up top, watching that number 4 of Matthew Greichen, he is running that high line right up against the safer barrier.
Yeah, up against that high line is where we've seen a lot of guys try running today, and some can do it really well, some unfortunately can't, but it's really cool to see the different lines that these guys are running here.
And just like that, I said he was on the high line. He changed his mind and split it up. A lot of these drivers are still experimenting with how best to get around this track.
Yeah, I mean, it still isn't too late to experiment. You still have a couple of laps to get it done, and it's going to be fun to see how these guys keep experimenting with their lines. But yeah, like I said, this is one of those racetracks that is just really tough to wrap your head around and try to figure out.
We're watching this amazing battle right now with the 5 of Stone, with the 55 of Yarnell, the 71 right there of Wyatt Gray. And who else is involved? The 81 of William Corinne. They're just slicing and dicing this last lap or two.
Like we saw Corinne just barely tap the wall there, and that type of pushing there is not what Corinne wants at all. He does not want to get spun around right now and have a DNF. He's good where he's at right now, and he wants to finish at least somewhere inside of this top 15, this top 10 would be even better for his playoff position. Right now we got a car in the wall. Looks like that's Austin Call.
Slammed that outside retaining wall, got sucked back. That 47 car took a big lick.
Wow, and that may shake things up here. No caution yet. So far, he still looks like he's running good.
Yeah, you can hit that retaining wall like that square a few times, but eventually the piper's going to have to be paid. All right, we're still green here at Auto Club. Lap 73 is done, 3/4 of the way finished. We're going to go ahead and take another commercial break. We will be right back. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here at Auto Club. We thank you for tuning in. For those of you who have not subscribed, we ask that you take that opportunity, if you could, to hit that subscribe button. We continue to expand our IWM broadcast family of viewers, and we'd appreciate it. We thank you. All right, again, 26 laps to go as we count down towards the finish here. Right now, we're seeing Austin Call, but up front is Walker Thomas in the one. Let's go ahead and see how many laps Walker has led so far. There's the big number, 54 out of the 75 laps. This race has been led by Walker Thomas and his teammate Michael Anthony. They're 9 laps. And Matthew Wood.
Yeah, and a good set there, but just remember, there's only one lap that really matters, and that's the last one, and that is what Kyle Smalley wants to do. He wants to just get a lap in, get that confidence back, and we'll see if Walker Thomas can hold off Kyle Smalley, but Smalley's been slowly reeling him in these last couple of laps.
Yeah, there's a little battle happening just behind with the 05 of Lindgren and the 15 of Garrett Johnson. We haven't talked much about Garrett, but he is up 4 spots. He qualified in 8th, and now he's in the top 5, and he's running a good race here.
I mean, locked into the playoffs as well. He doesn't have to do a lot of crazy stuff to get in, unlike guys like Lindgren, Lene, Corinne. But these guys here, most of this top 10, except 3 drivers, is in the playoffs. So I think right now it's just surviving till the end.
As we talked about, there's just one more regular season event that's next week at Daytona. For most of these drivers, it's going to be a win and in because they can't qualify on points. So they've got to win a race to get into the playoffs.
See if they can keep doing it.
We'll bring up those point standings again so you can see what we're speaking of here. So those drivers without wins, Bostic, Chuck Van Scoik, Justin Lewis in the 7, Michael Anthony, they're already in. They're mathematically qualified in. A driver who needed a good race today was Christoph Hall. Unfortunately, he's got a DNF next to his name. In that 98, he put that car is wrecked and out. Sammy Harrell currently in the 43. Sammy is currently running in 18th. Good night for Sammy. Jared Wishon there in 16th. He's out of the race. Now that takes you down to William Corinne.
Yeah, William has been there a lot of the season. He's tried to get a couple wins, just unfortunately has not played out in his favor, but this was exactly the kind of night he's needed.
Looking for Aiden Lucas right now. Aiden is currently sitting in 20th position. Then also, again, John Ledger trying to figure out where he is going to finish up. Where is John running right now? He is in 16th. So good night for the 19 of John Ledger. And unfortunately, the 24 of Philip Van Nortwick. He is out there still running, but he's currently running back in 31st position. He is battling some damage from that earlier incident. So I guess the point to all of this is there's going to be some shakeups when we bring up this graphic for next week going into Daytona.
Yeah, no, I think it's a lot more than shakeups. I mean, this is basically the whole 3 playoff spots turned upside down right now, and A lot of these guys came into this confident. This is not one of the tracks you'd expect to see a lot of chaos at, but right now that's exactly what we're seeing.
So while we were presenting that graphic, Austin Call definitely had an incident. See if we can bring that back up.
You see there just gets a little bit of contact there.
Slams into the wall. That left front is gone, and I think his night is done.
Yeah, that was a hard hit there. We saw him get in the wall earlier, and I think that was just the final nail in the coffin. So unfortunate for Austin Call. Was running really well early on in tonight's race, but just unfortunately was not the night for Austin Call. And look at this right here. We may have a pass for second. That's Smalley and Anthony trying to make that pass there. Anthony looking around the outside now. And Smalley has been there. He just has to find a way to get up to to Walker Thomas. And here comes Smalley down pit road.
51 of Kyle Smalley with 18 laps to go now finds himself. Now, looking at the current standings, a lot of these leaders, they all came in at lap 52. So they will have to stop one time before this race finishes. The 51 of Smalley says, okay, I'm going to knock mine out.
I mean, this is definitely a bold strategy, and he is banking on another caution not coming out because, I mean, if he can hold on to it, he may have the lead here.
Well, he took only right side tires, gambling on just a short pit stop, getting fuel. Andrew Palesci also coming down pit road as well. This is that time. These drivers, again, pitted last on lap 52.
Yeah, he's just really banking on those two sets of tires that are lasting him till the end, and it is going to be a really fun battle here. If these guys find each other again up in front after this pit cycle, this is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Again, another two-tire stop for the 91 of Palesci.
Especially taking some tires there and some fuel. 16 laps remaining, and it's all coming down to this here at Auto Club. In the final 15 laps, this is going to be a fun end of this race here for sure.
So what you are seeing is that the 91 of Palesci did go a lap down as the leaders passed him. He is just a lap down. You know, sometimes you come in, you get four tires, you can get back out and really take advantage of that and get back out there and get past the leader. I think he just needs to let this race come to him. It'll happen. Don't press it. Don't burn through those outsides because these leaders are going to have to come down pit road.
Yeah, for sure. I think not pushing the issue is really just what he needs to do here.
Yeah. Looking at these drivers who have come down, interestingly enough, if you save, there's an opportunity. Now you see Michael Anthony coming down to pit road, as well as Garrett Johnson. I don't know it, but it's maybe possible. Jordan Weaver and Matthew Wood, they pitted last on lap 62. Now we knew that there's about a 35 lap window on that pit cycle. Plus, we may have had a caution or two since then. You know, you never know. They're going to be close because that 35 cycle puts them at lap 97, 98. So if they're saving, they do not need to come back down. They took fuel only that last stop.
Yeah, and with that, with these cautions that we've had, that's given them a lot of time to coast, run around in fifth gear, shut the engine off. They may have saved enough fuel. This is going to be a really, possibly a nail biter down to the end.
A number of drivers have taken that strategy. Jordan Weaver, Owen DeGroot, Sammy Harrell, a lot of these drivers, all in the top 10, have played this same card we'll see if they can pull it off. "13 laps to go. Thomas up front. He's got Zach Lindgren, who's currently showing in second. Field getting a little jumbled up as we get some lap down cars blended into the leaders.
Thomas still up in front, and he has a long way to go if he can make that number one machine last. Rick, what are we thinking about this number one car? Do you think he can make it to the end?
No, he's got to go in. There's no way. He pitted last on lap 52. There's no way he can get 48 laps out of that tank of fuel. And right now he's got the 15 of Garrett Johnson in front of him, who is basically saying, hell no, you're not getting past me. He's already done everything he needs. Garrett Johnson pitted last on lap 86, so he's ready to go. He's got enough fuel.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun run to the finish here, and we'll see if that 51 can catch back up. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be close here. Smalley's all the way back in 25th right now. Still has some guys that have yet to pit, but he was the first out of all these guys to pit. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to make it. I don't think anybody can just yet, but we'll see.
Just 10 laps to go here. I don't see how Walker Thomas makes it around unless they've got some little mojo, little something special that they were able to save the fuel in all of these stops.
We'll see if he can do it, but it's going to be
my math.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, my mathing ain't mathing, so we'll see. That's one thing we don't have. That's one thing that you don't see on Sunday. We don't have the ability to know exactly what that lap count is, and how much fuel pressure and fuel is in that tank. We can't go up to their crew chief and ask, hey, what's going on? When are you coming in? We have to rely on what we see on the track and a little bit of calculations here.
We'll see if the math does math. It's going to be fun to see if these guys can make it to the end. I think it's going to be very close for some of these guys who have pitted not as early as lap 50, obviously, but some guys lap 60, lap 70 maybe, trying to make a run to the finish here. This may be the closest run we see all night.
This is on board with Walker Thomas. See if we can see anything. He's still shifting here. He's working his way through the gears. That tells me that he is not trying to save any fuel.
It's go time for him. The cars out of this race as of right now, it is Austin Call, Todd Merkel, Zachary Allen, Jared Wishon, Christoph Hall, Ryan Cook, Justin Horton, Roberto Ramirez, and Luke Bullard. Those are the cars out of the race right now. Cars just a lap down now. It's Garrett Johnston, Andrew Pileshi, Justin Lewis, Jeremy Brown, and Philip Van Nortwick. You see Smalley get past Anthony. And this may be the fight for the lead right here. But I'd be very impressed if Thomas can make this happen, which I don't think he can, but it's going to be really close if he can make it.
Yeah, he's Garrett Johnson in the 15. He was the last car on the lead lap. He's not giving up.
Not at all.
He's battling the one all the way through there. And here comes your leader on pit road. I'm guessing this is a fuel-only stop. With 6 laps to go, your leader is on pit road. That puts Matthew Wood in charge of this race.
We'll see. This will be interesting for sure. We'll see if he can get a good run here.
That's fuel only. 6.43 seconds in the box. Walker Thomas comes out in 20th.
And he comes out. Look who it is right in front of him, Kyle Smalley. And this may be the run for the win right here.
Assuming everybody has to come in, but I'm not sure. Matthew Wood, we got 5 laps to go. He is out in front. All those drivers who came in at lap 62 are still out front. As we talked about earlier, if you made it to lap 62, we thought you could make it to the end. And it's looking like that is coming true.
I mean, he has the gap to do it right now. I mean, we'll see if he'll run out of fuel, but it's going to be very, very tight here.
On board with the 21 here, try to see if there's anything that we can discern from how he's driving that says, hey, I'm saving fuel.
On board.
He's got only a couple seconds ahead of Wyatt Gray for that position, and also Jordan Weaver is back there battling. Jordan Weaver in the 0 when we said, man, that guy's had a tough night. Been involved in an incident or two. You know, he's basically done for the night. Well, guess what?
Finds himself in third. I mean, that's just impressive that he's able to make his way up there. But that number 0 machine has seen no shortage of action tonight. He's seen the wall. He's seen the infield. He has seen just about everywhere, about everybody's front bumper. And he's looking at a really good third-place finish right here.
He's trying to make a move on Wyatt Gray in the 71. Oh, caution's out. Caution has come out.
No.
That's going to change everything.
Wow.
I don't know why that caution has flown. I see no action on the track.
Green, white, checker. Three of the most now exciting words in motorsports. Let's see if we can see what happened here. I'm not seeing anything on track.
I'm trying to get some info from race control, see if they can tell us why that caution came out. No clue.
One thing I did notice, that caution came out at exactly the 1 hour 30 mark. If that is the time limit, which I don't believe is.
Nope. Waiting for race control to respond. They're providing us the 4 guys to the back of the 55, spun them out. Let's go back and look at the 4 of Matthew Gresham. Let's go look there.
It's like Yarnell as well in 55. Let's see. Wow, what a dive bomb into the corner there. You could see that, just a heater. The 44's on, and yeah, 55 just doesn't see it coming, holds his line, and boom, decent hit there.
Yeah, shouldn't really have. Unfortunately.
Wow.
Well, with that, while we're looking at that, there's a good bit of movement on track. Your leader, Matthew Wood, is on pit road. That is going to put an entire bunch of new faces up front, and the 22 of Ty Bostic up in front. Marcus Adams, Maxwell Caldwell, Walker Thomas now finds himself in 4th.
Yeah, the good news is for Bostic, he's locked in, obviously. He doesn't really have to win this race to get in. He doesn't have to win this race to get in. But he has the highest amount of points this season without a win, 547. He's the only driver in that kind of area without that elusive win here. He's been beat by Caldwell, Weaver, and Johnston, all for 1 win. So Bostic really wanting to hopefully edge out a win here, and it would mean a lot to that 22 team.
Well, and of course, with the advantage of being in that in control of the restart, you will get a car length or 2 advantage over that next car in line. That could be good. But with this being a green-white checker, and the host of characters up and around him. Marcus Adams, Maxwell Caldwell, Walker Thomas, Kyle Smalley, Andrew Pileshi, Garrett Johnson, even Matthew Wood there in 8th. You are going to be, in fact, if you look at that list on the board there on that tower, the top 8 spots are filled with winners. Only Aiden Lucas, who finds himself as 9th, is the only one in the top 10 without a win or qualified into the playoffs.
This is going to be fun. This is definitely a exciting finish here. Pit strategy, like we said, it's played into it a lot.
All right, if you're just tuning in, we are here at the Auto Club, tail end of a 200-mile event. Just 3 laps to go and a green-white checker finish. Ty Bostic finds himself in control of this restart, but he's got a lot of aggressive dogs that'll be nipping at his heels, trying to notch a win here.
It's going to be interesting to see how this is going to work. Definitely going to be exciting for sure. I mean, this may be finish of the year. Adams, Bostic on the front row. Through the restart zone, a good jump from Bostic. We're back green. Green-white checker finish. White flag comes out. Next flag ends the race. But he has to get through Walker Thomas, who's been up front all day long.
And he's going to hope all those folks behind him keep it together at least for 1 lap through 4 turns for that white flag to fly. Bostic on the outside. He's got some challenge on the inside, but he blocks that. Good move by the 22. This is the way to play it.
Yeah, a good block from Bostic there, and that took a lot of air off the one of Thomas. He has to make 1 more circuit around to hold off the one. A big slide there from Thomas. Here comes Walker Thomas up the inside. A white flag this time by.
All right, next time by ends the race. Oh, they're door to door.
A little bit of contact there. 3 wide for the lead. Here they come, and we're wrecking in the back. No contact. Cars into the wall. Bostic down the inside. Can he get the run he needs? Bostic looking down into 3 and 4. Can he get the run? Here they come, side by side, off of turn number 4. Can he get there? No, he cannot. Walker Thomas pulls off a thriller. Bostic will finish 4th, and they wreck across the line. Wow, what a finish here at Auto Club.
Fabulous finish here amongst these drivers. Walker Thomas pulls it out, leading the most laps of the race. Ty Bostic, a valiant effort, finishes in 4th. Wow. That was not the finish I was expecting.
No, I am just speechless there. That was just an amazing finish.
All right, if you're hanging on there, a couple drivers still driving around. Walker Thomas makes his way to the start-finish line here to celebrate, and we can bring you the results here at the Cookout 200 at Auto Club here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
And what a finish it was. Walker Thomas wins in an absolute thriller at the line. Marcus Adams will finish in 2nd. Andrew Pileshi 3rd. Bostic so close, but so far he'll finish 4th. Maxwell Caldwell 5th. Matthew Wood finished 6th. Wyatt Gray in 7th. Aiden Lucas in 8th. Greg Stone in 9th. And Cody Sturgill rounds out the top 10.
You know, that's a great finish for the 64 of Cody Sturgill. In 11th, Kyle Smalley. 12th is Chuck Van Scoik. Jordan Weaver in 13th, Timmy Harrell in 14th, William Corinne in 15th, Garrett Johnson in 16th, Aaron Jackson in 17th. In 18th, you've got Nathan Yarnell, 19th, Michael Anthony, and Bud Shearer in 20th.
John Ledger finishes 21st, Pete Woodrum in 22nd. Owen DeGroot in 23rd, Alex Linné in 24th, Zach Lindgren 25th, Jeremy Brown 26th, Matthew Greichen 27th, David Watts 28th, Justin Lewis 29th, and Phil Van Nortwick rounds out the top 30.
Finally, Austin Call finishes in 31st with Todd Merkel, Zach Allen, Jared Wishin, Christoph Hall, Ryan D. Cook, Justin Horton, and Roberto Ramirez and Luke Bullard round out the field. Well, that was an amazing finish here. And we are just waiting for our drivers to enter into, let's take a look and see where we are at in the waiting room. Andrew Palesci. Let's see if we can bring Andrew Palesci now in the broadcast booth. Andrew, welcome and congratulations. That was an amazing finish here.
Yeah, you got me?
Yep, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Happy.
Yeah, that was crazy. I haven't gotten to watch it yet. Man, I almost ran out of gas. I wish I had another lap, but man, I wish some good thing I didn't, because I think I could have got him, but I ran out of gas.
Well, I think you pitted last on what, 62, right?
I don't remember. It was
Yep.
like probably around 15, maybe 20 to go. I don't remember.
Gotcha. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations on your finish tonight. That was a pretty wild ride for that green white checker.
Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't know how that was going to play out. I was thinking it was going to go green there, and I don't know how it was going to shake out, where I was going to finish, but that caution really shook everything up. I'm not going to complain about that. I get to keep my podium streak alive. So, it's like a month straight getting to come over here and talk with you boys, so I'm not going to complain about that.
Yep, no, it's been a good run, that's for darn sure.
So, this is a fun track. I love it. Strategy, you can run everywhere. Like, every racetrack needs to be like this place. It is so much fun.
So what were your thoughts on that restart? Do you have any particular plan, or besides just staying alive?
The last one, I was praying we'd get to white flag, because if we got under caution, I was screwed. I was going to run out of gas. So it was just kind of like every restart here. The plan for me is just kind of hold her wide open, put it up toward the wall, and not wide open, but commit as much throttle as you can without crashing, and get the run off of 2, and then just juke and drive from there. And I mean, it worked. And as I was doing that on that last one, it was just, please get the white, nobody wreck, and we got it. So I'm not going to complain.
Well, congratulations on that. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, Tech4Troops, great charity, sponsoring the league. This has been so much fun this season. Got one more race before we get in the playoffs, so it's going to be a really good time. My team, the 1320 boys, Max, Justin, Todd, Elliot, for running a great league. He's got such a hard job keeping us all wrangled together. And you guys in the booth, like I said, I love watching these back. I can't wait to watch it finish. It had to be crazy.
It was pretty wild.
So, yeah, hopefully we get to do this again next week.
You got it. All right. Again, congratulations on that, Andrew, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, boys. I'll see you.
Got it. And with that, we'll bring into the booth Marcus Adams. Congratulations, Marcus, on that second place finish. Man, that was a wild restart.
Yeah, it was something. I definitely scammed second. I did not deserve a top 15, but I will take it.
Well, just looking back at the board, you started back at the tail end of the field, and here you are. You made it up to second.
Yeah, this is really Wednesdays is the only time I really race. I don't get on here any during the week, so in qualifying, I completely botched it, and yeah, I need to start getting on here more than once a week.
Well, of course, next week we're at Daytona. You probably run that once or twice in your iRacing career.
Yeah, I've not raced there very much, honestly. I'm not very good at super speedways.
Well, you got one coming up. What was your? Give us a little bit about your thoughts going into that restart there.
I didn't really know how many people behind me pitted. That took 4 or whatever. I knew Walker was probably going to win because he's better than everybody, but I did not think I was going to keep second.
Well, congratulations on your finish. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, shout out to Walker for winning. He's clearly above us all. Balls Out Racing, Diecast Fans, Elite Designs, the Bear, and yeah.
Okay. All right. Congratulations. That's Marcus Adams finishing second here at Auto Club. And with that, we'll bring into the broadcast booth your winner of tonight's event here. Hard fought battle, Mr. Walker Thomas.
How's it going, guys? Hopefully that was fun to watch.
I didn't, Noah and I talked multiple times tonight about what to expect tonight. I don't think we expected this, Noah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I ran some laps, before the session loaded up with some teammates, and I thought it felt pretty good and like it would race really well. And I didn't really have to really go through the field much, but it seemed like every lane was usable back there, and I think it really showed how great of a racetrack this really is. It really is a shame it isn't here anymore in real life, because it is one of the best we have, and yeah, just lots of fun.
We saw you in the not too far in the back there, but not exactly prime positioning on that restart. Take us through how you kind of fought your way up through there and was able to kind of edge out Bostic there, coming to the checkered flag off 4.
Well, actually, I'll take you a step farther back. We knew that there was going to be a fuel issue, and we weren't sure whether you're just waiting it out hoping for a caution, but the caution never came out.
Yeah, so exactly. I ran it dry, just hoping for that caution. I'm guessing a lot of the people that were going to make it couldn't make it on the green, white, checkered. And I really didn't think I'd end up restarting 4th. I really thought it was over when the caution came out. But being in the points battle with Kyle, I was really just doing risk management. I thought if I stayed out, the caution may fly, and that'll work out in my advantage. And if not, I'll stay out as long as I can and take the least amount of fuel as I can and hope to come out in front of them. So either way, it was going to work out the way I kind of wanted it to, I think, staying in front of Kyle. But obviously we'll take it this way. On the green, white, checkered, though, shout out to Ty. He raced really clean there. We got really tight a couple of times, but with the runs you get in these things, it's tight racing. So shout out to him for running it clean. And yeah, just lots of fun.
Well, congratulations on your victory. Now, of course, next week we head to Daytona for the final regular season race. Thoughts?
I think I already mentioned it. Risk management. Stay out of harm's way. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what the points are between me and Kyle, but ultimately I think I'll be kind of looking at that more than I am thinking about the race win. Being the regular season champion would be a big feat. So, that's priority number 1. So we'll take it a step at a time and kind of let the Rex maybe do their own thing and try to stay clean and just finish enough points ahead of Kyle to lock up that regular season championship.
Well, congratulations on the win. Shout outs tonight.
Yeah, shout out to my Balls Out teammates, man. I thought we were the 3 best cars, me, Kyle, and Mike. Strategy kind of made things go a little wonky there at the end, but when I came off pit road on the final stop there, we came out all stacked together, and I just wish it would have been for the win. So shout out to those guys, really fast tonight. And then shout out to Marcus, although kind of an affiliate, not technically a teammate with the P2. Shout out to him as well. And then last thing is just Diecast fans for always being on the car. Make sure we use code DFANS at Circle B for $6 off shipping.
Well, congratulations on the win. Also, it has been posted that you won the cleanest driver award again here in the IWM Cup Series.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll happily take it again.
There you go. All right, folks, there's your winner tonight here at Auto Club. Walker Thomas adds another notch to this season's belt here and wins here in the Cookout 200. Noah, parting thoughts tonight?
I mean, just an astounding race tonight. I mean, you really can't get much better than that. And just an exciting finish there. I don't think you could ask for a better finish than that. And we saw strategy play into it all night long. And it just turned into a perfect race there in those final 20 laps.
You got it. Completely agree. All right, folks. So tomorrow night we will be at Richmond in the iNRS Racing Series. Join us tomorrow to see some short track racing here as that series comes to a close. And next week in both series on Wednesday and Thursday nights, we'll be in Daytona for the end of the regular season. So for Noah and myself, we wish you good night. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series, and hopefully see you tomorrow night. Good night.